Thank you very much. Wow. Thank you.
USA, 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 USA.
Thank you very much. Wow. What a crowd this is. Look at this. He's there.
Always about the crowd.
People. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
So many people outside would like to let him in. Would anybody like to give up their seat or their standing area? Well, a very special hello to Allentown, a great place, and hello, Pennsylvania.
Trump's speech is always about the crowd. Trump is always about seeing a large crowd. It's kind of always thinking that something has to be large, something has to be big. So yesterday, VP Harris, or this morning, VP Harris made her closing campaign speech. And it's how many days? Today is Wednesday, tomorrow is first. We've got 6 days to the election. So let's compare. I'm going to play both candidates' closing speech side by side. Trump's is going to be too long. We all know that because he does the weave, and he rambles a lot. But I'm going to put them speech side by side, or I'm going to play them one after the other, like tiny bit, and we listen, and you can judge for yourself which of these candidates speaks about you, which of these candidates is genuinely campaigning for the people and not for themselves. Which of these candidates is actually campaigning to bring the country together and to make sure that everybody, at least everybody, feels like America is for them all, irrespective of your color, irrespective of how you got to America and acquire the American citizenship. Because one thing people fail to understand is that America is a country that was built behind the backs of immigrants. Most people, 50% of American citizens, have their parents from different parts of the world. So let's carry on. Let's go. Donald Trump. Let's start with Donald Trump.
I'm thrilled to be back in this incredible Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots. That's what you are. But I'd like to begin with a very, very simple question. Are you better off now than you were
4 years ago? That is a good line.
I'm here today with a message of hope for all Americans. With your vote, this election. Oh,
that's a good start.
This election. Do we look? I'm going to say we, because we're going to do it as a group. Look, Mr.
That's good.
Wall over here is the greatest guy.
That is good. He's always starting good. He said, we are going to do it, not I. Because when you keep saying I, that means you want to be a dictator. When you keep saying only I can do this. But now he's used the right word. We are going to do it together. That is awesome. Let's see if he carries on.
I want to buy one of those suits. We will end inflation. We will stop the invasion of criminals into our country. And we will bring back the American dream. We're doing it together, Pennsylvania.
Awesome.
Our country will be bigger, better, bolder, richer, safer, and stronger than ever before. This election is a choice between whether we will have 4 more years of gross incompetence and failure, the worst administration in the history of our country. Jimmy Carter is a happy man. Jimmy Carter looks like a brilliant.
So was Jimmy Carter the worst? Okay, let's go now to Kamala Harris. Because I say we're going to switch from one candidate to the other.
Good evening, America! Good evening, everyone. Good evening, and thank you for taking the time out of your busy lives.
Okay, one thing that we can all agree with these two candidates is one is very happy. One actually shows the happiness. One infect people with happiness, makes people want to dance, make people want to smile, make people want to sing hallelujah, make people want to say, this country I belong in, this is my country, I love my country. But the other guy always start with a little bit of gloom, so he start very low and maybe he's going to find a high and then he goes back low. But VP Harris, the smile, the joy, it's infectious. It tells people that this is what I want to see every day in the White House. I want to see happiness, because even sometimes when you are poor and you see somebody just say something nice, somebody like has empathy, somebody has sympathy, somebody makes you know that they feel what you're going through, it takes a little bit that suffering away. It doesn't make it better, but it just takes a little bit away. Let's carry on.
Thank you, everyone. So listen, 1 week from today, you will have the chance to make a decision that directly impacts your life, the life of your family, and the future of this country we love. And it will probably be the most important vote you ever cast. And this election is more than just a choice between two parties and two different candidates. It is a choice about whether we have a country rooted in freedom for every American or ruled by chaos and division.
Can anybody argue that there was no chaos and division in the Trump administration? Can anybody argue? If you can look at the number of people who were sacked, the number of people who were fired, the number of people who did not agree with the direction that Trump was wanting to take, there was chaos. There were leaks. The White House, the press conference, how many press secretaries did Donald Trump actually recycle? That was chaos. Because every time you were waking up from bed, you were asking yourself, who is going to be sacked today? Who is going to resign today? What is the leak going to be today from the White House? But with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, leaks were scarce. People were hardly resigning. I don't know if there was any sack. Was anybody sacked? Was anybody fired? I cannot remember.
Many of you watching have probably already cast your ballots. But I know many others are still considering who to vote for, or whether you'll vote at all. So tonight, I will speak to everyone about the choice and the stakes in this election.
Yep.
Look, we know who Donald Trump is. He is the person who stood at this very spot nearly 4 years ago and sent an armed mob to the United States Capitol to overturn the will of the people in a free and fair election.
Wow.
An election.
That was very, very strategic to be on that same spot that Donald Trump stood there 4 years ago and said, let us take back our country. Let's fight. If we don't fight, we won't have our country back. Let's fight. Fight. Let's go down to the capital, to the capital and take back our country. He said the election was, there was fraud in the election and Mike Pence has to do the right thing. Mike Pence has to reject the electorate, and Mike Pence has to declare him the winner of the election. That is where he stood in that same place and said all this word. It's quite, let's go back to Donald Trump.
We will begin the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We're going to turn it around, and we're going to turn it around fast. I'm asking you to be excited about the future again. You have to be excited about the future. They've taken all that excitement away from you.
The way he stands even is funny. He stands in a funny way like...
Kamala has embarrassed us.
What has she done?
She doesn't have what it takes.
Kamala wasn't the president. She was the vice president. How has she embarrassed you guys? You guys have to ask this question. How has she embarrassed you guys? She wasn't the president. She was the VP. The VP does what the president wants him to do, but not like Trump. Because if VPs are just doing what the president are asking them to do, then Mike Pence should have rejected the election. VP does what the president asks of them, but they need to abide to the Constitution. The Constitution is what every politician, every citizen has to abide to the Constitution. So what has he done then, Trump?
I'm asking you to dream big again. You're going to dream big, and this is going to be a very special time. It's going to be America's new golden age. We're going to make it a golden age. It seems impossible, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem impossible with these stupid people that we've had to put up with over the last 4 years? We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We were energy independent.
By the way, the greatest economy was handed to him by Obama. Obama made everything good, and they just gave it to him on a nice plate. Now Donald Trump will fix everything. Everything is going on a good trajectory. Take this and manage it. And guess what? We know COVID also came and messed up everything. But if he was a smart guy, he would have dealt with COVID differently, and he would have been finishing his second term in office. That is why people keep saying that Donald Trump, anything you give Donald Trump is going to mess it up. He was given a fantastic economy. It was fantastic. COVID came, yes, but he should have dealt with COVID differently. And if he did, he would have been finishing his second term, and it would have been a successful 2-term presidency by Donald Trump.
And 4 years ago, every problem facing us can be solved, but now the fate of our nation is in your hands. It's in your hands. If we win Pennsylvania, we're going to win the whole deal.
That he knew he lost. Americans died as a result of that attack. 140 law enforcement officers were injured because of that attack. And while Donald Trump sat in the White House watching as the violence unfolded on television, he was told by his staff that the mob wanted to kill his own vice president.
And he said, so what?
Trump responded with 2 words. So
what? When J.D. Vance listened to this, and he cannot dispute the fact that Donald Trump said, so what? When you listen to this and you are his running mate, what do you really expect of him? And by the way, Donald Trump is we all know he does some dodgy deals. He's been in court 4,000 times, either for or against. He's been bankrupted 6 times. When you are such a person, you always tend to attract people who are not straightforward. Why am I saying this? Because J.D. Vance was one of the first people who said Donald Trump was America's Hitler. J.D. Vance said he wasn't going to vote for Donald Trump, that he could vote for a third party, that anybody who voted for Donald Trump was stupid. He condemned Donald Trump when Donald Trump was trying to ban Muslims from coming into America. He condemned them. But now J.D. Vance, let me not say J.D. Mandela like Donald Trump. J.D. Vance is towing the line, and he will not answer any question regarding him chastising Trump. He will dodge and just say people are asking him ridiculous questions and dodge and say things which are not even close to the answer that he is supposed to give on the question that he's been asked. So fraudsters will always align themselves with fraudsters, as easy as that.
America, that's who Donald Trump is. And that's who is asking you to give him another 4 years in the Oval Office. Not to focus on your problems, but to focus on his. And Donald Trump has told us his priorities for a second term. He has an enemies list of people he intends to prosecute. He says that one of his highest priorities is to set free the violent extremists who insulted those law enforcement officers on January 6th.
He said that, yes?
Donald Trump intends to use the United States military against American citizens who simply disagree with him. People he calls, quote, the enemy from within. America, this is not a candidate for president who is thinking about how to make your life better. This is someone who is unstable, obsessed with revenge, consumed with grievance, and out for unchecked power.
Yeah.
Donald Trump has spent a decade trying to keep the American people divided and afraid of each other.
That's true.
That is who he
Gotta do it. Next Tuesday, you have to stand up and you have to tell Kamala that you've had enough. You're not going to take it anymore. Kamala, you're fired. Get out. Get out of here. You're fired. You're fired. Get the hell out of here. You were a terrible VP, but you were an even worse border czar. How about our border czar? And Border Patrol last week endorsed me with the strongest endorsement they've ever given. And they said that she was unfit to run the border. Can you imagine? I said, how many times did she call you in 4 years? Almost 4 years. They said, she never called us once. I said, how about you? No, she never called. She never called any of us, sir. Never called us. She was the border czar, but she never called.
If that was an important issue to Americans, why did he, Donald Trump, tell those in Congress not to vote the border deal that was unanimously accepted by everybody from the same side? Because he needed something to point fingers at. He needed something to run on. If this was really important, it would have been solved by the border deal that was written by one of his people. But he told them, do not sign it, because if you sign it, what am I going to talk about? Because he genuinely has nothing to talk about.
Incompetent. She's incompetent. We've set an all-time record in the early voting, by the way, so if you have a mail-in ballot, get that damn ballot in, please, immediately, because they've already started cheating in Lancaster. They've cheated. We caught them with 2,600 votes.
The same playbook. The same playbook. He has already started building momentum for his mob to run riot, for his mob to go crazy. He has already started saying that they are cheating, and which is a lie. It's a lie. They are not cheating. Democrats are not that stupid. They are not that stupid. You already know that somebody is going to accuse you of cheating. So why would you even dare to cheat? Because you know all eyes are on you. All eyes are watching to just catch you make an error. And they'll be like, yes, we said it. 2020 that you guys cheated. You guys said you didn't cheat, but now we've caught you. It's the same playbook. It's the same playbook.
Now we caught him cold. 2,600 votes. Think of this. Think of this. And every vote was written by the same person. I wonder how that happened. Must be a coincidence.
You see? You see? That's why when some people say MAGA people are just stupid, how would one person sign 2,000 votes? If this is not a made-up story, how can one person sit? How stupid can that one person be to sit and sign 2,000 votes? And guess what? Some of these people will believe him.
Must be a coincidence. And then in York, I know York because I used to be a big weightlifter. Then after about 3 days, I decided to give it up. It wasn't for me. That's where they had all the weights, right? They had the weights. I built that room. I loved building it. I enjoyed it so much. Then we put the weights down and I said, I don't like that. That's no fun.
What is he talking about? What is he talking about?
The room. I just didn't like lifting the weights. But York, they had a great bodybuilder. This was the bodybuilding capital of the world, right? Isn't it?
Oh, he's talking about bodybuilding now.
I wanted to be here as a contestant when
But America, I am here tonight to say that is not who we are. That is not who we are.
She is a president. She looks like a president. She speaks with authority.
What Donald Trump
She is not here to make fun.
never understood.
She's not there to crack jokes.
E pluribus unum, out of many, one, isn't just a phrase on a dollar bill. It is a living truth about the heart of our nation. Our democracy doesn't.
You know how many people we've seen saying that Kamala cannot put two sentences together. She cannot talk. She cannot do this. Listen to her speak and listen to Donald Trump speak. Who can speak? Who can command? Who can speak with authority? It's not about the weave saying, making stories, just saying things that doesn't exist, making fake stories and weaving and going from A to B, B to C. She is going straight to the point. She has a speech to make and she is going to stay on that topic. She's going to stay on track with a commanding voice. Her body language is commanding. Her facial expression is commanding. The way she speaks, she is speaking with authority. She is not a comedian. Donald Trump is a comedian. Donald Trump has always been in comedy, cracking jokes, conning people, lying that he's the best. Meanwhile, everybody knows he's not the best. Actually, he's a good con man and a stupid one too, because he can con you and he can sell himself out again. That's why they say everything he touches always tend to shit.
Require us to agree on everything. In fact, we like good arguments from time to time. Just think of your own family, right?
Senator or senator?
American way to not have disagreements. We don't shy away from robust debate. In fact, we like a good debate, don't we? We like a good debate. And the fact that someone disagrees.
Yeah, but we said I'm not going to bring Esther anymore, right? Because you want me to bring her?
Within. That's right. They are.
All right, I'm still on my video anyway.
Neighbors, classmates, co-workers.
Yeah, because I'm on the video.
Americans. And as Americans, we rise and fall together.
Are you finished or have you had a shower? All right.
America, for too long, we
I'll
have
forward
been
it.
consumed with too much division,
All right.
chaos, and mutual distrust. And it can be easy then to forget a simple truth. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be this way.
Yeah.
It is time to stop pointing fingers. We have to stop pointing fingers and start locking arms. It is time to turn the page on the drama and the conflict.
The vibe is different.
Fear
Turn
and
the page.
division. It is time for
Stop
a
the
new
fear and the
generation
division.
of leadership in America. And
Okay, let me keep it. Let's go back to Trump so we don't lose our. We keep it going.
I just didn't want to do the work. You know, it's too much work. We had enough to do. But if not, get everyone you know to the polls on November 5th, and you have to vote. We got to vote. We got to get these people out of there. We got to vote fast. Today they're busing people. You know, they're in a place in Washington, and they got buses all up. They're busing people because they couldn't get anybody to show up for it tonight. I didn't bus anybody. You're all here.
You didn't bust anybody. You people, you have this Trump, what's it called? Trump train that follows you everywhere, that goes to every rally. And then you sit and say you didn't bust anybody. That is New York. New York, you cannot win New York. So where did you get this amount of people? Oh, this time around, people really want to vote for you.
Here, this place is packed. She can't get anybody. 3 days ago, she said Beyonce was coming. So people came to see Beyonce, but Beyonce went up, thank you very much, everybody, and then she left. She didn't sing. And then they all left. She was speaking, nobody, and they were booing the hell out of her, by the way.
That is a big lie. If you watch VP Harris rallies, it's always amazing. You feel goosebumps on your body when so people, come on, this man is old anyway.
And the fake news doesn't report those stories.
Because there are no stories to report. What stories?
No, that's a lot. Look at that. See, we must be coming. That is a lot of fake news. When they lose their final ounce of credibility, they'll probably turn good again because they're losing so much credibility. You know, when I first started running, their approval rating, the very beginning, before maybe I even started, it was like 92% favorable rating. You know what it is now? 12%. I drove it.
And who made that to be 12%? You came and you started calling them fake news. And because your people see you as Jesus, they believe in you. And then those who are making money out of you, those content creators, PBD, Megyn Kelly, Josh Shapiro, all those guys, what's his name, Tim Pool, they also are pushing the narrative that the media is fake, that the only truth comes from them and from you. And these people, boy oh boy, they can't believe you guys.
Down like almost 90 points. I drove it down numbers. I'm very proud of it. I've exposed them as being fake. But with your help, 1 week from today, we're going to defeat Kamala Harris and the media.
You know, always the fakest person will call somebody fake. When you see somebody who keep insisting that people are fake, look, just dig a little bit deeper into them and you'll discover that they are just saying things about themselves.
I am ready to offer that leadership as the next president of the United States.
Wow.
America.
Woo!
Now look, let me say, I recognize this has not been a typical campaign.
Yeah, she's had, I think, 100 days to campaign. 100. Donald Trump must have had like 500 days or maybe 400 and something days. She's had just 100 days to campaign.
Even though I've had the honor of serving as your vice president for the last 4 years, I know that many of you are still getting to know who I am. Well, let me tell you, I am someone who has spent most of my career outside of Washington, D.C., so I know that not all the good ideas come from here. I am not afraid of tough fights against bad actors and powerful interests, because for decades, as a prosecutor and a top law enforcement officer of our biggest state, I won fights against big banks that ripped off homeowners, against for-profit colleges that...
And they say she's got low IQ. They say she's got low IQ, that she cannot talk, that she cannot speak. She cannot put two sentences together. Really? Are you listening to what I'm listening? Or you're talking from the hole below, down below, the hole down below, you know, the hole where shit comes out from? Because if you're listening to this, to her speak now, then you must sit and say, you know what, damn, this woman can speak.
Scammed veterans and students, against predators who abused women and children, and cartels that trafficked in guns, drugs, and human beings. And I did this work because for as long as I can remember, I have always had an instinct to protect. There's something about people being treated unfairly.
And we're going to win back that beautiful, beautiful White House, and we're going to make America great
again. Make America great again.
Kamala has shattered our middle class. You notice I don't mention Joe, Crooked Joe. He's so crooked, it's hard to believe. Because they basically took...
You know, it's funny how Trump is calling somebody crooked, and the person has no criminal or which one is that? Or criminal or which one is it? What is the other one? No conviction. It's not a felony. Trump has got 34 counts. Trump has been to court. How many court cases has he lost? Trump has been found liable of sexual assault, and he is calling somebody crooked. Trump is the one selling all type of merchandise to his supporters. Trump is the one who had the fake university. Trump is the one who was taken to court when he and his dad were not renting apartments to black people. Trump is the one who has 4 other cases awaiting him, criminal cases. And then he calls somebody fake. Anyway, guys, it's 6 days to your election. It's your country. You either vote Trump or you either vote Kamala Harris. Make sure your vote count. Don't just sit at home and say it doesn't concern me. It concerns you. The guy that you're going to vote for should be the guy that you see him as fit for office and the guy who is going to have your interests at heart. People like us, I know that plenty of guys who are going to come in the comment section and try and punch me and say all sorts of insults to me and call me names. I do not live in the United States, right? But you know, we are watching what is happening. We are reacting. We are seeing two people. We are looking at the history. We are looking at what they have done so far. We are looking at them from a neutral standpoint. Should I be able to say that? Yes. And we are just telling you guys that just go to Wikipedia, type those two names, look at what Donald Trump did, listen to the way he speaks about America and Americans, and make your choice. You have one vote, one voice. Make it count for you, for your children, and for your children's future. It's your country, but we will always react and we will always speak our mind. After all, it's a free press. I know I'm from Africa where I would not have been talking the way I'm talking, but let me also enjoy this freedom of speech. I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening to what them two are saying and doing my reaction. So guys, it might be wrong. I don't know. Let me know what you think. And if you can maybe smash that subscribe button, that would be awesome. Let's see what happens. 6 days to go. And if Trump wins, he'll be the president. We know if he wins, he'll be the president. And hopefully this time around, he'll get things going right. Especially those who are going to be in his cabinet. Let him pick people who are for America and not people who are just for the party. If he does that, just like I said the first time he won, I said if he picks the right people and listen to them, his presidency will be successful. But the right people were there for him, but he didn't want to listen. So hopefully, if I may just say, hopefully he's learned a lesson, which doesn't seem so. Anyway, people, that's enough for me. I've listened to the two candidates enough. I need to also go and take care of my own business, do my job, because I need to pay my bills. So you guys, I'm gonna finish this video, or if you want to finish it, just go on YouTube, type Trump's closing speech, listen to it, watch it, and make up your mind. See you guys on the next one. Stay safe, be good. Peace out.